Just give everyone a minute to come on. Awesome. Morning, everyone. I just wanted to give everyone like 1 or 2 minutes to come on. If you can grab a blanket, though, grab one just for practice, and we'll get started in 1 minute. Okay, so it's 10:02, we'll get started. Hi, my name is Sarah. Hope you guys are all having a good morning, enjoying the sunshine today. It's a little chilly out, but hopefully it's good. So we're going to do some practice that revolves around Earth Day, because that was yesterday, and I think that that's important to celebrate the Earth every day. So if you have a blanket close by and your floor is a little slippery, the blanket will help us do some stuff today. We're going to try out different poses, make them a little bit more difficult. So can you find a comfortable seat to sit? And I'm going to sit on my blanket this morning because I think it'll be nice and cozy for me, nice and comfy. Perfect. And then I've got my 2 singing bowls here today. I usually just bring one, but I thought today we could do 2. These are the different sounds that they make. So there's the big one, making that sound. And then the little one, making that sound. So they both have their own unique sound. Just like us, like our voices, like everything. And I thought that we could use them to breathe today. So when you hear the little one, can we breathe in through our nose? So breathing in when we hear this one, and then breathing out when we hear the big one. We're going to try and hold it until the little one's done, and then push it all out while the big one rings. So let's try that 3 times, just little rings. Try and hold it at the top, and big breath out, letting our body relax. Let's try 2 more times. I don't know if you can still hear it, it's still going, and I'm going to try putting them on my yoga mat so they're a little easier. Let's do 1 more. Ready? As big as we can, and let it all out. Amazing. I chose the big bowl for our breath out because it lasts a little bit longer. And sometimes to calm our bodies, it feels really good to take longer breaths out. So we'll put those away for now. And let's see if we can get our bodies warmed up. So can you bring your hands together in front of your heart and give them a big rub? Let them get nice and warm. Let's rub our hands and take a deep breath. Reaching up toward the sky, take a big stretch, spread your fingers wide, and then let it go. Let's do that 2 more times. Rub our hands and take a deep breath. Stretch as tall as you can, then let it go. One more. Rub our hands and take a deep breath. Big stretch, let it all go. Doesn't that feel so good? Amazing. So, we're going to do a sun dance today to thank the sun for coming out and also to get our bodies warmed up. So this is my Mr. Sun. I like to bring him with all of my classes. So we're going to stand up for this one. It's mostly a standing one. So find a comfy space. And we're going to do it 2 different ways today. First, we're just going to do it with our feet flat on our mat or flat on the floor, finding our mountain pose. So feeling our feet are nice and rooted. Our arms can be at our sides if that feels good. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to reach my arms up to the sky and maybe look up at Mr. Sun or look up at my hands and see how that feels today. If you're reaching up, you might even go side to side. Even if your hands are down at your sides, you can stretch a little from side to side too. So let's stretch into our mountain. Feel good, feel rooted through our feet. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. And just like the song says, can we shine all the way down toward our toes? Can you let your head get heavy and shake your head no? Nod your head yes. And maybe even look up towards your belly button where it is, even though we can't see it. Maybe your head fits in your shirt, who knows? Perfect, and let's grow all the way back up. We'll reach up to the sky one more time, but this time we're going to turn into our tree. So can you bend one knee, open it to the side, and find your tree pose. Sorry, your toes can stay on the floor if that feels good, or they can slide somewhere up the leg. Do what feels good in your body. And maybe we stretch our arms out wide this time to make a great, big, tall tree. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind a tree. Then we're going to take a big step to the side and bring our bum down low and find a frog. You got it. Perfect. And in our frog, we can keep our bum down low, keep our heart proud toward the wall in front of us or the window in front of us. We're going to take our arms, sweep them wide like your frog is swimming in the pond, and then find a spot to leave your fingers. So we're drawing our heart forward. You got it. These little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Then let's see if we can turn into our tree on the other side. So instead of stepping back so that we use the same leg, we're going to step to this side. Ooh, grow our tree however feels good. Reach up to the sky. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, maybe spread wide. Please shine down on me. Okay, shake that out. Let it feel good. Let's make this a little tricky for us. So take your blanket, and I want you to fold it a couple times so that it gets nice and thick, nice and tall. And then we're going to put that on our mat or on the floor. We're going to try and do the same movements, but on our blanket today. So let's see. We'll put both feet on the blanket, ooh, to make our mountain. It helps us to get a little more rooted in this pose because it's a little more unstable to do it this way. So let's see how it feels in our bodies. It's a little more squishy, isn't it, than the floor or than the mat. Reach up to the sky, take a big stretch, make that mountain. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Ooh, I could feel my balance working a little bit more that time. Let's see if we can make our tree on our blanket and see how that feels today. Ooh, it's a little trickier because it's a little softer, what we're standing on, a little squishier. Can you make your tree on your blanket and see how that feels? Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind a tree. Then see if you can set both feet on either side of your blanket. And we're going to come down and actually sit toward our blanket. Maybe we sit on our blanket. Get it all comfy. Perfect. And this time, instead of sweeping our arms wide this way, we're going to bring them to our heart and see if we can stretch our heart up toward our thumbs. These little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Let's find our tree on the other side. Back up on that blanket. Let's see how it feels for our other side. Ooh, you got it. Oh, Mr. Sun, sun, ooh, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, amazing. I hope your balancing is working well for you today. Let's try and stay in our tree for a moment and see if you can find something in the room that's not moving to look at. So maybe it's a picture or a plant or a toy, something that's not moving though, and see if it helps us to balance. Can we focus on that? So look at only that one thing for 1, 2, 3. Yoga tree. Ready to go, shake it out. Let it all go. Amazing. I'll put Mr. Sun away for now. You can take your blanket and we'll just put it off to the side for now as well. We'll use it a couple other times in class today too. All right, so I thought I'd bring out my breath ball today because it's big like the earth. And we can really get our breath moving, but we can get our bodies moving too. So see if you can find a nice spot to sit to start. Just something comfy to sit. You got it. Perfect. Can we just grow our breath first? So when the ball gets big, we're going to get big with our breath. Maybe you feel it in your belly or in your heart when you breathe in. Everything gets bigger. And when we breathe out, everything softens, kind of like the ball. And we can feel it in our belly and our heart sometimes. It's also interesting to find it in our rib cage. If we find our ribs and we breathe in, they get bigger. And then when we breathe out, they soften. And did you know it even happens in our back too? So I've been doing this lately in my classes. If we take our hands behind our back, so our palms are facing away from us, the backs of our hands come to our back. We're going to try and find our shoulder blades with our thumbs and our our middle fingers together here. So we're matching up our fingers, we're drawing our shoulders back, and we're finding our shoulder blades with our thumbs. Now take a big breath in. And then out. Did you feel your hands move apart when you breathe in? And then back together when you breathe out. It's an interesting feeling, and sometimes we don't notice that that part of our body is breathing. Cool stuff. So let's take 2 more deep breaths seated with the breath ball. Ready? Big breath in. Big breath out. 1 more big breath in. Big breath out. Amazing. And I thought this was kind of like, I had someone tell me that this is like the earth because it gets so big, and sometimes some people go inside of it. But I was thinking that it's kind of like a seed turning into a plant as well. So it can be really, really tiny, and then it can grow big, 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 big. So let's see if we can do that in our bodies. Can we put our feet in front of us and hug our knees in toward us? Or a tiny little seed. Maybe your chin comes down toward your knees, or maybe your forehead comes down toward your knees. So you create an even smaller bowl. Perfect. Can you still watch the screen though? As the ball gets big, can you grow back into your tree? Let's see how it feels today. Ready? Growing, 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 all the way into our tree. And then can we come back down into that seed so we can do the other side? Maybe you can keep that 1 foot up while we come all the way. You got it. Let's try the other side. Ready? Growing, growing, growing into our tree. And then stretch that leg that was bent out long and come down, 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 down. I can't do one-legged squats like that, but that's okay. Okay, I hope our bodies are feeling nice and warm. so that we can get to doing some more activities today. So, there's a song that I like to sing around springtime because a lot of people are planting seeds and planting different things. And this is just a way of moving through a couple poses. We start out slow and then we get faster and faster and faster. And we just see how our breath feels in that when we're flowing through that. So can we sit on our knees like this? So we're sitting back on our heels. Our arms are going to reach out in front of us. We're going to make sure that we're not reaching like this. We're sitting nice and tall, and our hands are going to open and close. So we spread our fingers wide and close them. This helps our hands to feel good and our wrists to feel good. You got it. Perfect. So the song goes like this. Can you plant a seed? Now see if you can grow your body up. So we'll come back onto our feet. Watch it grow up big and green. Find your mountain again. And see how it feels to stretch over to one side and stretch over to the other side. Watch the sun come out and play. And then see if you can turn into some rainfall all the way down to your toes. Help me water it today. Find your downward dog. Can you lift up one leg in your down dog? Watch the plants grow tall as you can. Reach that foot as high as you can. And then try the other side. So we can share them all. Then come back down to your knees. Open and close the hands. Can you plant a seed? Can we try that a little faster this time? So we'll move through the movements and the song, and then we'll get to the point where we're just singing the song. We don't have to worry about saying the movements because we'll just do them. We'll know them. Our body will remember. So, ready? Open and close the hands. Sitting on our heels, sorry. Can you plant a seed, grow up tall, watch it grow up big and green? Help the sun come out and play. Then reach down, help me water it today. Downward dog, one leg up, watch the plants grow tall as you can. So we can share them all. Other leg, then come all the way down. Can you plant a seed? So this is us opening our hands to drop seeds into the earth. Open and close. Let's try a little faster this time. I'm not going to tell you the movements. See if you can remember them. Ready? Can you plant a seed? Watch it grow up big and green. Help the sun come out and play. Can we water it today? Watch the flowers grow tall so we can share them all. Can you plant a seed? My body's starting to get warm, but I think we can go faster. Do you want to go a little faster? Let's try. Ready? Open and close. Take a big breath. And a big breath out. Ready? Can you plant a seed? Watch it grow up big and green. Help the sun come out and play. Can you water it today? Watch the flowers grow tall so we can share them all. Can you plant a seed? Whew. That was a little bit faster. Good job. Do you think we can go super duper fast? I think we can go like the fastest ever. Let's try. Ready? Open and close your hands. Get ready. Big breath in. Ready? Can you plant a seed? Watch it grow up big and green. Help the sun come out and play. Can you water it today? Watch the flowers grow tall so we can share them all. Can you plant a seed? Good job. Way to go so fast. Let's see if we can go so slow that if someone was watching us, it would be hard for them to tell that we're even moving. Let's see. So open and close those hands so slowly. And when we do things a little more slowly, we start to notice a little bit more. Like when you open your hands, can your fingers spread nice and wide? And maybe one hand spreads a little wider than the other, and that's okay. Maybe when you squeeze their fingers into fists, one squeeze is a little tighter than the other. Let's see. So let's see what else we notice. Can you plant a seed? Now try and stand up. So we're trying not to use our hands. And we're going to see if we can grow up. See how your knees feel today. See how your feet feel today. As we find our mountain, can you feel rooted? Can you feel all 10 toes touching the floor? Watch it grow up big and green. Help the sun come out and play. Is one side easier to stretch than the other? And then sprinkle those fingers all the way down. Help me water it today. Can we let our head get nice and heavy toward the floor here and give it a shake? Do you feel that stretch in the back of your legs there? Find your downward dog. And lift up one leg. Watch the flowers grow tall. How's that leg feeling as it stretches up high? How's your leg feeling on the bottom as it grounds toward the earth? Try the other side. So we can share them all. How does this side feel compared to the other side? Isn't it pretty cool that we have different feelings in our body for each side? Come back to sit. Spread those fingers wide. Oh, I don't know if I said so we can share them all. Can we plant a seed? Now shake everything out. See how it feels today. Oh, good job. Amazing. So, it's interesting when we do things really fast, we can warm up our bodies, our breath gets a little bit faster, and we can really get moving. But sometimes we need to slow down, just like that last round of that song that we did. And we start to notice little things in our bodies. Like I noticed sitting like this doesn't feel so good on my knees. They would feel more comfortable if I sat a different way. So I'm going to sit a different way. And you can notice those things too. You can notice them in your body when we're moving through yoga, or when we're just moving, like we're walking in our neighborhood, or we're drawing something. We can notice anything at any time. It's pretty cool to see how your body feels. Can you grab your blanket for me again? And hopefully you've got a slippy area, so the blanket would slide like this. If it doesn't, it's okay. We don't even need the blanket because we can just slide with our own hands. Even if we have a carpet or it's our yoga mat and it's extra sticky today, we can still just gently slide our hands. You got it? Perfect. Okay. Let's see. I just want to make sure we're good on time. Perfect. So we're going to turn into a few different animals, but we're going to try and find some different ways to get there with our blanket today. So can you put your 2 feet together and put them on your blanket? And you make sure that your bum is off the blanket if you're using your blanket today. So we're going to find some different animals. Like I said, this one's a turtle, because turtles like to move slowly, and we were just moving slowly. So I thought this would be a good start for these movements. So our feet are together, and if we have a blanket and a slippy floor, our feet are on the blanket and our bum is off the blanket. Mine's on my yoga mat. Yours can just be on the floor if you don't have your yoga mat. Hands, we're going to bring them underneath our legs. So in between our legs and then under them, so that our elbows are kissing the back of our legs. You got it. Perfect. Awesome. On the inside of our elbows. Our elbows are kissing the back of our upper legs. Okay. So hands can be on the blanket too. I want you to take a big breath in and think about shining your heart up to the sky. Let the sun beat down on your heart. Take a big breath. And then as you breathe out, push your feet and your hands away with the blanket and let your head get down low. So we can do that with movement if we want. We can breathe in and drag everything back. Heart shines up to the sky. And then breathe out and push it all away. And see how that feels today. Breathe in one more. Breathe out and rest all the way down into your turtle and see how that feels today. Feels nice to open up my hips like this today. I also feel it in my back. You know where we checked where our shoulder blades were and where our ribs were back there? I can really breathe into that space like this. Can you let your head rest down as low as it will go? Then slowly drag everything back up. And remember, if we don't have a blanket, we could do that so easily just with our bodies too. So same thing with this one. Maybe you have a blanket, maybe you don't. But if you do, we're going to put one foot on our blanket. We'll come down onto our hands and knees like we're in our table, like this. We'll put one foot on our blanket and our other knee on our mat or off of the blanket. And then we're going to turn into a creepy crawly lizard. So we're going to take both hands on the inside of that leg. You can keep them on the blanket if that feels good.
I'm going to show you this way and then I'll turn the other way to show you. But we're going to see if we can slide our foot and our hands forward while keeping our back knee on the floor. And we get down low like a lizard. So this is what it looks like from the front. From the side, we can go like this. So one knee stays on our mat, hands and foot go on the blanket, and we slide it forward. And then get down nice and low. You got it. Awesome. How does this pose feel in our bodies? It can be pretty tricky, but it can feel nice to open everything up too. So see how your lizard feels, and can we take a big fiery lizard breath? Maybe we're a Komodo dragon, who knows? Take a big breath in, and then stick out your tongue, breathe out. Big breath in, big breath out. One more, big breath in, big breath out. Bring your hands back up to the blanket. Can you slide the blanket back or slide your foot and hands back if you're not using a blanket without touching the floor with your hands? I guess if you're not using a blanket, that would be tough. If you do have a blanket, let's try. So we slide it all the way back, and then let's switch sides. So other foot's going to go forward, other knee is back. Ready? See how it feels to slide forward or just move our hands and foot forward. So our hips get low. Perfect. And then from here we can stay like this if this feels good in our bodies, or we can come down to our elbows, making our lizard, get down low. Can you hug your knee in towards your body? Take a big breath in and out. One more. Oh, I lied. One more. Perfect. Hands come back up. We slide all the way back. Perfect. Awesome. And then take a second to shake everything out. Roll out your shoulders. Let it all feel good. Take a big stretch. You got it. Okay. Let's try one more thing with our blanket today. And again, hopefully you have a slippy floor, but if you don't, you can still do this too. We're going to put our blanket beside our mat. My mat's going to get longer again. There we go. That should be perfect. We'll come into our tabletop. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, like when we're doing our cows or our cats. And we're going to shimmy over so we can put our shin, so this part of our leg, onto our blanket. You got it. Then see if you can turn, I'll turn this way. See if you can turn your toes away from each other so your heels start to come toward one another. And we're going to do that with both feet. We're coming into what's called our frog pose. So our shin and our foot is on our blanket or just on the floor. And our toes are pointing away from each other. And we're going to see how it feels to stretch our leg away from our body and come down low into our frog. And see how that feels today. So from the front it would look like this. This leg is on my mat, we'll pretend. My toes are pointing away. We're going to, so we like this. We slide the blanket away from our body and come down low. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. Let's take 3 silly breaths because we'll be silly frogs today. Take a big breath in. And then let's see if we can go boom. That helps to let all of our stress go. 2 more like that. Last one. Amazing. Now this one can be tricky because it can be a lot to come out of. Can we put our hands back on the floor and then gently, carefully, slowly slide that leg back in? Let's put both knees on the blanket now, just so that they can be comfy and find a child's pose. So our head comes down low, our feet sit back our hips sit back toward our heels, and we let our forehead come to the floor or come onto our hands or our arms. Can you take 3 big breaths here? And I see we're going a little bit over time. We're almost done. We're just going to relax now. So we did those slower poses so that our body could really start to feel the stretching, but also the breathing and our body just moving and seeing how it feels today. So let's see if we can find a comfortable position. We'll roll onto our backs. And you can stretch out those legs long if that feels good in your body today. And maybe you take that blanket, and sometimes it's nice to keep it folded, but put it on top of our tummies. And then we can really see our breath. When we breathe in, it grows big. And when we breathe out, it gets small. But if you want to use your blanket as a full blanket, you're welcome to as well. You do what feels good in your body. So I want you to see if you can get really comfy. Close your eyes. And we're going to appreciate the earth for a second. All the things that we might see during the day and then into the night. So as we close our eyes, can you picture the most beautiful sunrise? So maybe you picture watching it out of your window or from your backyard, or maybe a special place that you've been before that just makes you feel so good. So imagine the sun rising with all its oranges and purples and pinks, rising up over the houses or the water or the mountains, wherever you see it. And imagine that as you see that sun rise, you start to feel that warmth on your body. So we feel warm on our toes, our legs, our hips, our tummy, heart, arms, and all the way to our face as well. The sun rises so high it starts to become a beautiful day. Can you see that blue sky in your mind? Maybe you see some clouds passing by, and maybe they're different shapes of things that you love and that you're thankful for. Wouldn't that be really cool? Seeing clouds that look like our dog, or clouds that look like our favorite food, or our family. And then notice the clouds start to get a little bit darker. It means rain is coming, but it's a nice warm sun shower. Imagine you can feel the rain gently dripping onto your toes and your feet, your legs, your hips, your tummy and your heart, your arms, and a little bit on your nose. Then the clouds begin to pass, the rain dries up, and the sun begins to set. Can you see all those beautiful colors in the sky as the sun slowly, slowly sets? Past the houses and the buildings, past the water and the mountains, past the trees and the hills, until you have this beautiful night sky in your mind. You see the great big moon, nice and bright, and all these stars, thousands and thousands of stars in the sky. Maybe the stars start to make shapes just like the clouds did, reminding you of all the wonderful things in your life. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Just take a moment to say thank you for all the wonderful things that this earth brings us, that our life brings us, our family, our friends, good food, nature, outside. Then start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Reach your arms up overhead and take a big stretch. Can you bend your knees in towards your heart, maybe moving your blanket out of the way? Or give yourself a big squeeze, a big hug. Maybe rock a little from side to side. And then see if you can rock forward and backward to come all the way up to sit. Find a comfortable seat. Can we close our eyes and just bring our hands to our heart, either over our heart or palms together, whatever feels good. Let's take a moment. Can you thank your mind and your body and your heart for allowing you to breathe and move and notice what your body's feeling today. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste. We'll be posting this to our stories, so if anyone missed out on anything or wants to do that practice again, you're welcome to. I hope you have a wonderful day. There was one thing I'm supposed to do, and that's just write what this is. Thanks. Let's see. So kids, yoga. I'm going to put the earth, because that's what we were talking about today. Maybe a flower. And the sun. Where is it? Perfect. Okay. Oh, maybe I did that wrong. Okay. Well, I'm going to end it and hope that this saves properly. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for joining us. It'll be saved for the next 24 hours, so you're welcome to do this practice whenever you feel, whenever it works for you. Thanks so much. Take care.